So what is wrong with Sheba?
Well, that is anybody's question, anybody's guess right now. So she started doing that thing again where she gets up in the middle of the night. Like last night, she woke me up at 1:15. We went out. Then she went back to sleep. Then she woke me up at like 6:20. We went out and actually went for a walk.
No.
And then, and I feel like maybe it was kind of my fault because when I took her out at 1:15, I could tell like she wanted to keep going. I was like, girl, it's too early. We'll go back in and we'll go on a walk later. So then when we went out the second time, she's like, okay, now it's later. We're going on our walk now. So we went on a walk down the block, came back, and then she went out again at like, I don't know, 9 something, and then again at like noon. Anyway, it was a lot. So I thought maybe she has a UTI because this is the behavior. Well, she checked out, no UTI. So then they were like, well, the next logical thing might be kidney disease because her markers were kind of close the last time. We've been keeping an eye on them. It's common with older dogs. So then they have to do blood work to determine if it's kidney disease. So we did the blood work, and then the vet came in and she's like, good news, her markers are great. Blood work looks amazing. Bad news is now we don't know what's going on. So I was like, well, I wonder if because she's in pain, she's sleeping a lot, and now her rhythms are all out of sort. So this is just like the time when either she's waking up and has the energy and so wants to do normal morning things, or she's sleeping long enough that now her body's in pain because she's been laying down for so long. So now she like needs to move around. Either way, what Justin got was that this was before we even went to the vet, that she wanted to get back on Librela because her body feels better.
Oh, was that shot you were giving her or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we talked about it like a week ago, and I was just like, I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe that little mini stroke thing was caused by it. I don't know what it does to her brain, blah, 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 blah. But it did help her body a lot. And the medicine that she's on now in place of the Librela, while it helps a little bit, it's just not the same. And she was really struggling a few days this week with the pain. So I asked her at the vet, I was like, girl, do you want to go back on the Librela shot? And she licked my lips. So I took that as a yes.
Oh my God.
So she got the shot, and I was texting Justin. He's like, cool. That's really, just wanted to get you to the vet to get the shot. And we thought maybe you thinking it was a UTI was the easiest way to make it happen. I was like, well, you guys didn't consider the fact that then I was going to go ahead and do $400 worth of blood work because I thought it might be kidney disease. He's like, yeah, no, we didn't factor that in.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So he's like, I'll pay for the Librela if you want. I was like, no, I have pet insurance for this very reason, but
that is crazy.
So now like no one really knows why she had this like little bout of like just the sleep is sort of like off the schedule again. So
and you said in the session you were like, or you when you were at the vet, you were like, oh, like her, like you felt it was like her sleep.
Yeah,
like she's sleeping too much or something.
Either she's sleeping, like her schedule, her sleep cycle is off, so it's causing her to wake up really early. This also all started shifting with the fucking time change.
Oh,
because right now 6 a.m. was 7, which is normal.
Mm-hmm. And she hasn't shifted.
I don't think she shifted.
Maybe you need to tell her about the time change.
I've tried. She doesn't care. She says it's stupid
the new
too.
7.
She's like, this fucking shit is dumb. You humans are fucking it all up. But I also feel like she's a little bored.
Mm. Do you want to do a bubble?
Yeah, because I don't know I can't trust how much of this I am projecting onto her.
Right.
Because I'm like, bored? I'd be bored if I was her.
Maybe take her to a farmer's market or something.
Yeah.
A dog park. Okay, let's see. Okay, what's your question?
All right. So my question is why is Sheba's sleep schedule off again? And why are we getting up multiple times and going out?
Well, first of all, they just did the hand brush off, like you've taken care of it. So it's, you're not wrong in the time changes part of it, was part of it. And the Librella will help. Okay, well, they're kind of like dogs don't really get bored. They look like they're bored. They're reminding me of my sister's dog who's like, is he bored? I mean, I don't know. I guess some animal person could tell us if that's right. But it's like they're pretty satisfied whenever you're around. And even after you leave, then they kind of just get over it. I think it's more of the pain, like the being in pain
That's what Justin said.
is the problem. So the discomfort, because the dogs are physical or present. What? Dogs are present. So they're in the present moment. So like that's why they're happy when you're there, and then when you're not, they kind of like get over it. And then when you come back, they're happy again. And like they're fine when you're gone. Their like energy's not amped because like they're not feeding off your energy or like connecting with your energy or whatever. Like they like their people around basically. But the present moment for her is pain. So she's sometimes like, it's almost like, how can I fix this? And she's like, well, I guess a walk might help. It's kind of like
Yep.
the logic that the dog goes through.
Okay. Yeah, I was
They know,
wondering
like they know the movement, you know, all the animals have their stretches. It's like they just automatically do the physical things they need to do. And that sometimes involves a walk, which involves their human
Yep, sure does. We need to get her a key.
key. Teach her how to use the stairs in the elevator.
Yeah.
See
What
if you
they
can reach
did-
up and press the button with a paw.
Yeah. What I did learn though in going to the vet, which again might have been another reason why I needed to go, is so she can't get up the slick stairs anymore. They're wood stairs. That's too slippery. Like she tries to claw, but she can't. And then her back leg, her
Oh God, I can't imagine.
she's beefy. She's a beefy girl. And now she's like, just muscles are sort of, arthritis is causing some issues. Anyway, there's this thing, this group will come to your house. It's for senior dogs. Like they help dogs transition and they come and do vet care in-house so that the dog doesn't have to leave. But they call them pad grips, and they fit the dog so that they can put sticky pads on their paws.
They just stick there forever?
Well, I think they change them out because they're glued on and probably the glue starts to wear off. So it's like shoeing a horse, shoe the dog, and then they get the grip back.
Oh my
So
God,
they're
that's
more
crazy.
stable. So I might try that when we come back in March.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Poor baby.
I know.
Little
Anyway,
baby.
that's good. All right. So she was healthy because she just got $400 worth of blood work done.
So check and check. That's her blood work for the next year.
I was like, Merry Christmas, girl. This is your Christmas present.
God.
Yeah, this is why I have pet insurance, I guess. Oh,
That's
Jesus.
hilarious. All right. So what have you been doing to work on your whisper lately? Work on it, or just like how have you been using it lately?
So I'm working on this, putting together this breathwork training to teach other people how to lead the breathwork. And I was getting like, well, kind of like probably you experienced when you were putting together the whisper training, where it feels like you get locked in the like analytical part of your brain of the organization and like the execution and how things should be linked together. And then while you're putting together the documentation, you're also trying to simultaneously think about how this will be delivered. And then it just starts to create this like spiraling sensation of like, I could have organized it 12 different ways. And I was like, am I just overthinking this? Like now I've rearranged it so many times, I just don't even know the right way to arrange it. So I went to the sauna and I was just like, okay, I'm just going to open the space for my whisper to tell me what I need to do next. I'm going to ask my higher self, like, for guidance on the training. Do I have the content? Is it correct? Is the organization correct? And I just opened the space and they immediately just dropped in with like, you're just you're massaging it because you don't know what to do next. Like you can stop massaging it. The content's all there. The layout's fine. Focus on the experience. Like you're giving them the manual. The manual has great information in it. It's a lot to cover in a weekend, but they'll leave with the manual. So it will always be there for them. What you are really spending time with them is activating their healing hands, giving them the experience so that they can feel what it's like in the body. Remember this because now they're also thinking through the teacher brain, and then giving them the opportunity to see other people have the experience, because probably most of these people that have said they're interested haven't facilitated breath work. So they haven't seen what happens with individuals when they go through this. And that's really the most important thing for them, to get comfortable holding the space. And I was like, right, like, of course I knew this, but I got so caught up in the fucking document that I was losing sight of what the real focus of the weekend is, which is just being together and having the experiences.
Right. I'm feeling like you have the like overall skill set to take forward with you to build upon. Yeah.
Yeah, because the most shocking thing is like when you're actually seeing somebody completely melt down. And especially if you are at all a fixer, like your job as the teacher is not to fix, it's just to hold the space, to let them completely break down. And you are not there to build them back up. You're just there to create a safe enough container that they can finally have the breakdown and do it on their own and learn that they can do it on their own. Which was hard for me. Like in the beginning was to watch somebody have that kind of release and not want to help them in some way.
Right. Hand them a Kleenex or whatever.
Yeah. As Jim taught us, don't ever hand the Kleenex. Jim the shaman, just...
Yeah, maybe everyone gets a Kleenex at the beginning of class so they can get it themselves.
Yeah.
That reminds me of that training we took at Yogaville where we sat next to our partner that we were working with, and we had written out a story or something, and then we read it, and the person wasn't supposed to move. Like they were listening, but they were not nodding or smiling. Or no. My partner failed, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who it was, but like we weren't paired. You and I weren't partnered up, but
No.
the person I had was nodding and smiling. I was like, no, she's not supposed to be doing
hard.
that. It's so hard.
That's in the training because it was such a profound experience. To tell a story and not have somebody like comfort you along the way, right? And then 2, to be the person hearing a story. And usually, I don't know what your person did, but my person ended up crying. To not have like a reaction, to just like hold the space.
And just witness, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So you added that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was so fun. Oh, Yogaville.
Oh my God, it was so relaxing.
We should find a way to go back.
We should look at their programs. It was so nice. Would I like an entire yoga retreat weekend? I don't know. Yin, maybe. Yin, I could do.
Yin would be awesome.
Yeah, yin would be awesome.
Yeah.
We'll see what they've got. Okay, so we do have some questions from our viewers.
Yay.
Okay, this is from Christy. She's asking, and this is based on like our previous podcast episodes that we've had, but is it a thing that the higher self will repeatedly... Okay, so I figure we'll chat and then we can go into the bubble if we want to.
Okay.
Is it a thing that the higher self will repeatedly send you a message and get louder if you're not listening and it's something pivotal? She said she had this experience that she was considering something, and she woke up thinking about it for like 2 weeks straight, the same message. She said it did feel like a drop, not looping, like not stressing is what I think she's saying. But like her team kept sending the same drop always while she was asleep because her logical mind is so loud when she's awake. I mean, yeah, I definitely think that happens. And I think she's doing a good job of like the nuance of it was in the middle of the night. It did happen over and over. It maybe even did get louder, but it was still the same kind of like the same message. And it wasn't like, there wasn't a packaged like feeling of anxiety with it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, Laura knows from living with me in Asheville that that was my experience also. They used to wake me up like in the middle of the night with a message. So I would wake up hearing the message in my head and I would be like, "Oh yeah, I'll remember that." And they gave me the grace to think that I would remember it a few times, and then they started doing this. I know this was my own filter of it, but it would be like, "No, bitch, you're not going to remember. Get up, write it down." And I'd be like, "No,
Yeah.
I'll remember." And they'd be like, "Get up." I'd be like, "I'm getting up. I'm getting up." And then I would just like write. And sometimes I showed it to you because sometimes they were like, "Now give this to Laura. It will make sense to her. Give it to her in the morning."
That's
Because
right.
I would write all this stuff out and I'd be like, "I don't even know if any of this makes sense." And then I would give it to you and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, this answers that question of that thing that I was thinking about." And I'd be like, "Yeah, you're welcome." But it's true because they would all like, it sounds the same, it feels the same, and there would be no like anxiety that I would feel other than the fact that I didn't want to get up. Um,
How did
but
you
yeah,
fix that? How did you stop them from doing that?
well, what they essentially, when I got smart enough to ask the question of why are you waking me up in the middle of the night, it was because I wasn't sitting still during the day for them to give me the message. So I was always doing and always thinking. So they couldn't drop the message in because it's like the message would come in and I'd like grab a hold of it and try to go like into problem solving mode or try to overwrite it or like assign whatever I thought I was hearing to something else that I thought I was thinking about, whatever. Anyway, so I just asked them to stop waking me up and if they could just like give me messages someplace else. And that's when they started giving me the messages in the shower regularly because in the shower, like you're going through the motions of doing your shower thing. And so like the brain has a task like, oh, wash the arms, wash the legs, like wash the hair. So it like gets the brain kind of out of the way and it just messages would just flood in when I was in the shower. Which
Do
is
you
way,
find
way
so
better
much
than getting
easier?
woken up.
So we
Yeah,
can't write them down.
true.
Do you find like if you sit down in the morning, as I know sometimes you do your oracle cards in the morning, and you're like journaling, do you find that that is a place where it works or no? Like, do you think your mind's still in the way?
That's a good question. And we might need to bubble about this because at the beginning of the year, that worked really well for me.
Mm.
Now, that doesn't work so well for me. And I don't know why. I don't know if some part of me is like overriding it. But when I would sit down in the morning to do my meditation, it's like I'm checking boxes. I'm like reading from this book, or I'm looking at this newsletter, or like I'm doing the cards, or I'm journaling. It's like I'm checking lists of things that I'm doing, but I'm now not really holding open space, if that makes sense.
Totally. Yeah.
It's like I'm filling the open space with to-dos.
That's what I feel like I do. Like, yeah, I'm asking you because I'm also
Yeah,
guilty.
so that's where I am now. I'm having the same experience. So I'm finding that the best time is like the sauna or the cold plunge. It's just because for me, what that feels like is I'm not supposed to be doing something else. And so I allow myself to create the space for whatever to come in.
Yeah, like the doing is the relaxing kind of. So it's like you're checking something off a box, but that thing you're checking is actually just sitting there.
Yes, right. Like
And
I'm
sweating.
giving myself permission to sit there,
Yeah.
which
So-
apparently I'm not doing in the morning anymore. I'm not giving myself permission to just sit there.
I'm not either. Fuck. It's fine. Moving on to like some other thing. I mean, I was before the weather turned to shit, I was like walking around this little lake out here because that was something like I remember I tuned in at one point and I was like, what can I do? And they're like, well, you need to sit the fuck down for 5 minutes outside. So I would go sit by the lake and I would just look at the water. And I don't really remember specific messages coming in necessarily, but I feel like I guess this is a good thing, but it's also a problem, is that I think I react, like it's like my higher self just is there doing it, and then it just tells me, and then I just do it, but I'm not even noticing that I'm doing it. Like I just follow the instinct because I have so much Aries. Like there's an idea, I follow it. Like it's like go, and I don't have like even the time to like negate it with my mind, or like it's like I've already taken. It's probably also because underneath my hand is a bunch of spades, and spades is action. So it's like I'm almost taking the action. Sometimes I probably should think about it, but like I'm physically taking an action before I even realize what's happening.
Right. You can't get in your own way.
I mean, I'm sure I've been in my own way, and I'm sure I still am sometimes, like that lady that reached out about the podcast. We're going to have Delisa Hawking, who's a psychic medium, 5th-generation psychic medium on our podcast. And she just reached out. And I was like, does she know that like there's like 12 people that listen to this? And then so I'm like, oh, we're not, I was like, oh, we don't have any guests. So like, we can't do that. And Candy was like, I mean,
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Of course we can have that. But it was like, it was also kind of from that one Telepathy Tapes podcast episode, and like this idea that like creative energy is out there, and it's like the energy is aligning for something to happen. And like if you don't grab it, maybe you don't want it, that's fine. But if you don't grab onto it, like it'll move on and be created by someone else. And that whole episode was so interesting. Season 2, it had, just in case anyone wants to listen, it had Elizabeth Gilbert on it. That's the episode. So anyway, okay. So now we have.
So did we answer Christy's question? I think we did, right?
I think we did, yeah.
Okay.
So we have, this person was really funny. Let me read you her message. Hey, rain goddesses, Uranus in your face has been dropping in like a surprise rectal exam from the cosmos.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Yes, please, more.
She says, my 9 of diamonds keeps landing in the lightning bolt up the ass liberation or litigation spot for the 3rd week in a row. Do I, A, do extra candy breath work until I levitate above my crumbling life? B, preemptively serve my situationship with divorce papers I printed myself? I think this person needs a show. Or C, just tattoo the tower called and it's collect time across my forehead and call it a glow up. Asking because apparently the universe thinks shock value is my love language, and I'm tired of pretending I'm spiritually evolved enough for this plot twist. Send help, Sage, or a moving company.
Oh my God, that is amazing. Oh, jeez.
I have to read this word for word. Okay, so what we kind of have some questions here. Like, it sounds like my 9 of diamonds. So they're 612. Okay, they must be, okay, I'm kind of looking up their calls or their hoobity boop, their cards.
Hoobity boop boop.
Hoobity boop boop, booty boop.
Oh my God.
612.
While Laura's looking that up, I will fill a little bit of space with this because that email was so fantastic. Our higher selves, granted, they're always neutral and they're like so wise and calm, but they can also be really funny and almost like match our personality sometimes as a way to, I feel like, as a way to relate and build that rapport. And sometimes like they'll just drop in packets of information and it leaves the space for us to hear it through the voice that will resonate with us. Like, of course, my higher self doesn't say, hey, bitch, get up and take a note. My higher self probably says, I need you to get up and write this down because you won't be able to remember it. You're welcome. But I hear the important nature of what they're saying, and I apply the, hey, bitch, get your fat ass up and take a note. Because that makes me like them more. To think that they might talk to me.
To think that they're
voice.
Gen X, like,
right?
these
Exactly.
motherfuckers.
They're like, no, you're not going to remember shit. You left the house without your keys again. So stop acting like you're going to remember to take a note in the middle of the night. Come on, get up.
Yeah, I think that's too how, like, kind of what we're doing on this podcast, right? Is like we're translating and like you get this picture and they're like, they said that was a fucking stupid ass thing to think about. No, I'm kidding. But it's like, that's
never direct.
dumb.
Yeah.
But Candy and I, they're never really that mean. Just Candy and I who are mean. Okay. So, okay. So this person is, I don't even know what they're asking, so let's just see what the bubble says. I'm going to have Candy go into her higher self, and she's going to connect with this person's higher self, and we're going to try to get some answers for this person. I mean, it says preemptively serve my situationship with divorce papers I printed myself. She probably isn't going to tattoo her forehead, or should she do more breath work? And she says her 9 of diamonds is in a difficult spot for the 3rd week in a row, but she's a 5 of diamonds. So I don't know if she's like looking at her, like if you have the cardology,
Blue book?
no, you'd have to go deeper.
Red book?
Software. Computer software. You'd be able to probably see what your cards are doing in the week. Or maybe they just think they're a 9 of diamonds, but the 6-12 is actually 5 of diamonds. Or maybe they're 12-6 and they're from another country and they put their thing in backwards and I don't fucking know. So anyway, what is coming in? Can you see if they need help, Sage or a moving company?
Yes. So first of all, I have to share this because this was amazing and this has never happened before. When like I went up and I was like, all right, let's tune in. Like I always go to this, I call it a perch, where I just know that I'm at the spot to be connected. Have you seen the Jordan Peele where they make fun of, Jordan is a Black comedian and they're doing this like reception line at political events like the White House, and
the handshakes.
They're shaking, yes, because apparently Obama did something similar when he was greeting the U.S. men's basketball team, where they shake the white people's hands, but then like when it's
they do like a
black person,
it's like they code switch
I think it's
into
called a dap,
yeah.
So that's what happened. We went up and I was like, my higher self communicate with her higher self, and they did like the little dap thing, like come on, bring it in, like one sarcastic bitch to another, and like
cute.
It's never happened before, so I loved it. So what they're saying is, yeah, she's riding a tough wave right now, but she can handle it. That's why the humor and levity is coming through in the email, because on one hand she's like, this is a lot, I'm over it, but she's got like this like warrior energy, which is also why she addressed us in the email like she did, because like her warrior energy is meeting our warrior goddess energy, and it's like souls that see each other. So really what she's looking for is the pep talk of she can do whatever she wants to do. She's going to be fine, whether she leaves the relationship or stays in the relationship, whether she like implodes something or builds it up, or whether she tells everybody to fuck off. It doesn't matter. She's going to be just fine. What they want her to do though is take a beat. If that means doing breath work, that means doing breath work. If the breath work is lighting her up and not causing more stress, but almost like bringing more things to the surface that she feels like she needs to deal with, because that's what breath work can do, they're like, just take a break.
Like do yoga instead.
Yeah.
Just lay in a pile.
Go lay in a pile, go do like contrast therapy, go get a massage. It's also okay to cut yourself some slack and to not always like force yourself through the spiritual growth. Sometimes the spiritual growth is just being like, okay, right now everything is a shit show, so I'm just gonna let it be a shit show and I'm not gonna resist it, and I'm gonna come through on the other side whenever it is I come through on the other side. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go binge The Summer That I Turned Pretty.
Yeah.
Like that's okay.
Yeah.
So they just want her to remember that she doesn't have to muscle through it and take it all on all at once. They also kept repeating like perimenopause. And this was interesting. They're like, somewhat regardless of the age and whether you are actually experiencing perimenopause, the energy in the consciousness is so aligned with perimenopausal symptoms that
Oh my God.
it is not uncommon for women of any age who are just quote unquote over it to feel like they're going through perimenopause. So this is very much a perimenopausal type of rage reaction that is okay to have. This is interesting. Okay, so they're kind of framing perimenopause as it's not a rite of passage necessarily, but it's like,
Yeah, because everybody has to fucking go through it. Got a uterus, you're doing it.
you're doing it.
It's not like some people go through it, some don't.
Right. You're going through it. There's like, what it does is the age that we reach when it happens is in correlation with the age when we just are out of fucks.
I thought that was a result of it, but it just happens
It's
to
like
correlate.
It correlates, which is why perimenopause, if you like start digging into it, can start anywhere between like 35 and 54.
Yeah,
it's
nuts.
a huge range. It's just like when you hit the out of fuck zone, that is like your perimenopausal. So she is in that out of fuck zone, which is actually the goal, to get to the out of fuck zone, because you're no longer placating, you're no longer people pleasing, you're not getting along to get along. You're like, no, this is not good enough. I'm not doing this anymore. So that is where she's at. It's almost like a new level in the we used to talk about, or people used to talk a lot about, like having your spiritual awakening, and like, you know, like you got deflowered or had your period or some shit. They're like, whatever. There's now what it is it's like spiritual upleveling. So it's like you're just moving into another higher version of yourself. You're getting closer to like being more in steady flow with your higher self, kind of like Laura was talking about earlier, where she's like almost like working in tandem with the higher self. There's not so much of a break or having to like take the pause and like connect. The connection's there. It's a living, breathing thing where they're coordinating together, co-creating together. She's going through that next evolution, which is why everything in the physical is annoying the fuck out of her. It's also a time when a lot of us just were like, I remember the good old days when I was quote unquote asleep, and like the most important thing to me was who was playing sports ball on the weekend.
Right. Oh my God, the good old days.
The good old days.
Okay, that's really good. And I'm wondering, like, I'm looking at this, she's saying Uranus in your face. She's maybe a little early, but like usually you go through this, like, I think it's a Uranus square that happens around mid-40s, which coincides with like a midlife crisis. And it's fucking terrible. And so it's probably something that like she might be kind of doing that, because it kind of fluctuates when it happens for each person in a range. But you kind of come on the other side and you're like a new person, like rebirthed.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, is there any other advice that she needs right now, or is she just like get through it, take more rest, don't put too much pressure on yourself?
Yeah. What they're showing is, they're showing me that book, Don't Believe Everything You Think. That might be a good thing to pick up if she hasn't picked it up. But also, each one of these issues will resolve themselves. She does not have to do it. She doesn't have to think her way through it. She can just set the intention for whatever is in my best interest to allow that solution to naturally occur and evolve. And by letting go, it gives room for the energy around her to move. And a lot of these things will just take care of themselves. So for example, if what's in her best interest, and I'm not saying that they're saying this, I'm just giving this as an example. If it's in her best interest for the situationship to end, it will just dissolve on its own. She won't have to do anything.
Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we can solve in life by just doing nothing.
Pretty much everything.
I'm not good at it, and I know it's true, but also I'm not so good.
Same. I had a whole summer of having to do that. It's
Yeah.
hard work.
It's
Letting
hard.
go is hard work.
Ugh, it is hard work. That wraps this episode of One Card Shy. Did you love it? Leave us a review, share it with your friends, and sign up for our monthly crown straightener. Bonus, you'll get our free Claim Your Crown guide when you subscribe.
And be sure to find us on Instagram and check out our website. Both are rainworld.co. All the links are below. See you next time, Queens.